All right, everybody, welcome to Wrestling with Reality. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am John, and of course, joining me as always is my partner, Mr. Richie. Richie, what's up, my friend? How you doing today, brother?
Not much, dude. We're going to gloat a little bit tonight because we got to see what we've been waiting for a while, and that's our whole subject tonight. I'm good, man. It's 66 degrees out here, dude, and it's almost Christmas time. Like, what's the temperature over where you're at? The 20s?
It's like fucking like 15 or 20 right now. It feels like outside. It's horrendous.
I would trade you in a heartbeat.
Oh, well, I would too. Trust me, I would trade you in a heartbeat. Get me out of this awful cold, man. You know,
Sure.
we get used to it. You know, you get used to that for a while, I guess. You know, bought a nice electric blanket yesterday. Yeah,
You're in your old lady grind, huh?
yeah, absolutely. Man. I wrap myself in my little electric one. I crank that shit up to about level 6, and then just get nice and toasty in there. You know,
Yeah.
Go read a book. Go be a good old man.
There you go.
Yeah, buddy. So how was your weekend?
Really good, man. I kicked it with the wife and relaxed a little bit, and got some things done around the house, and just doing really well.
Nice, man. What did you get done around the house? Did you have a honey-do list?
Yeah, putting up decorations and stuff like that. So.
Are you still waiting on decorations and everything?
Oh yeah.
You haven't done it all yet?
No, well, not for Christmas. No, for the nursery and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were talking about for Christmas.
No, and she'll never be done with it, dude. No,
No, you're never going to be done with baby shit, my friend.
no, never.
You're never going to be done with baby stuff. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, are you tired of hearing about baby stuff and baby chores by now?
I'm not tired of it. I'm glad that it makes her really happy and stuff like that. And it makes me happy too. It's just, it's just keeping track of everything. Meanwhile, I'm responsible for, a whole branch of my company and everything like that. So it's just juggling, learning how to juggle, man. It's like DDP says, once you learn how to juggle life and balance it out, you're good to go. So,
The good thing is you're going to figure it all out like everybody does. That's a good person, and you're a good person, so you're going to figure it all out, and you're going to be just fine, bro.
appreciate that, man.
No, you will, man. Trust me. I didn't know shit about kids when I had my kids.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. I thought I knew a lot. I knew dick.
Yeah, we have an 8-year-old, and she's interesting. She's getting into that whole I'm independent scene, and it just cracks me up because I remind her how not independent she is a lot of time.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to keep them in check a little bit on that stuff.
Yeah.
Kids are fun though, man. They're a blessing and stuff, and that's the beauty of having having children is you get an opportunity to live and learn as you go.
Well, it's like you'll be trying for that soon too, and when our kids grow up and stuff, we'll have family vacations and everything like that, and maybe we'll even catch a wrestling event, their first one. You never know.
Oh, we'll definitely have to. I can't believe I'm gonna have more kids eventually.
That's
God
crazy,
willing.
man.
Especially, I have a 25-year-old, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, think about that age difference. I think about that some days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 25 freaking year age difference. And then my daughter's 16, I'm like, am I too old for this?
No,
I don't think so either. It's like,
you got a young spirit too, man.
I try, I try to. Kids will definitely change your life, you're in a good spot, like, and I am too now. It's the same. We're both in the same way. I remember when I first started having kids, it was really hard because I didn't have a lot of money when I was younger, and not that I'm, loaded and rich now. I'm just, I'm very in a good position in life.
No, we're comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you are. So you're in a good spot because, you don't have to worry as much about money as like some people do, like when they first have kids, and it's hard, man. It's really hard that's why.
It's nice to work for a good company, and then you don't wake up every day going, "Oh shit, I got to live paycheck to paycheck" or whatever And I sympathize with people out there because I came from that.
Sure.
And it's like I was telling, it was like I was telling my lady, when I first met you, I was making pretty decent money even then, but I didn't know how to hold on to it because I came from being poor as a kid. So when I got it, it was like I had 6 cars in the driveway and spent money on stupid shit and did a Laughlin Vegas run every year and all these different things and self-served, you know what I mean? And kind of let it rip. And then I was helping a lot of other friends and stuff like that because it made me feel good to give. And before you know it, I started realizing how much was going out the door, and I'm like, holy shit. So, fast forward to now, being in the situation that I am now, I've learned how to hold that money. And I was around a lot of people that were more experienced at me than life, and they gave me tips and ways to hold on to money, make money work for you, put it away, that kind of thing. So,
It's
it's
really
crazy
essential.
just in the amount of time that I've known you, how much we've both grown.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we both went through a divorce. We both got our ass cleaned in that one.
Yeah,
We
that's
both bounced back and recovered and turned it
yeah,
around tremendously.
sure,
That's how life goes.
sure.
It's you'll be in a good spot with you and your wife. You guys will be in a good spot by being financially stable. It'll take a lot of the pressure off. I'll say that.
Dude, I was gonna say that. Like for couples today, it's wild because when you take the money element out of the situation, uh, there's not a lot left to bitch about. If you guys truly love it and care about each other, I
Yeah,
mean, that financial grab that gets everybody. And I'm not saying it's easy to go out and find a job that pays what you and I make. What I am saying is there are side hustles because you and I do those too.
yep,
There are side hustles that you can go out and make yourself comfortable or get to that point. It's
yeah.
not easy, but you can do it.
I mean, I got one going into college next year, man, and it's the craziest thing to think about. I'm lucky. And my daughter's going to be very lucky when she goes to college because
Sure.
she has her, her mom and I, have both put away, so that way she can have her first 4 years, and have a monthly stipend every month to get all of her living expenses paid for.
Sure.
I didn't have that growing up when I went to college or anything like that,
Yeah.
and I know you didn't either.
No.
And, it's tough, man. So we get in a spot as men and as adults and as people, and it's just hard, man. Life gets hard sometimes, and we got to set them up for as best as we can, but it's
Well, and
worth
the thing that I think in our society that's gotten backwards a little bit, and I don't want people to think that I'm uh, being sexist when I say this, but as men, we're creators.
Yeah,
We have to go out and create that and provide and things like that. And so, when you don't have that society where the men are doing that, and a lot of men taking off on their families or whatever the case may be, and you don't have a solid father figure in the home, you can see why people end up the way they do.
sure.
There's no structure. They plant you in front of a TV as a kid to babysit and stuff like that, give you a video game system, and your brain goes on brain rot. And you basically let whatever the powers may be pumping into that television raise your kid and form their ideas. And that's why you're seeing extremism one way or the other, because there's
Mhm.
no parenting or filtering at home.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
man.
you're not filtering the crap that they're being pumped with. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Jeremy says it's tough, but definitely worth it. Do anything for my boys. Being a dad is the greatest honor we can achieve as men. That's for sure, man. What
Yeah,
is up,
absolutely.
Joey?
What's up, buddy?
It's an impromptu kind of show tonight. We're not going to do JCW week in and week out anymore. We kind of came to that
They've just
point.
been it's like Taco Bell, man. They got the same ingredients and they're shuffling them around, but it's the same fucking thing.
And I think it's embarrassing for like somebody that wrote the biggest product in the world to act like this is his greatest creation and this is as good as WWE, or AEW or anything.
It's good. Like I'm not gonna sit here and bash and say it's not good. It's fun. It's fun to watch. I just want them to have more characters, and I know they're just starting
more,
out.
bro.
They got to have more characters.
No, they're not just starting out. They've been doing this for 26 years,
Well,
man.
I'm saying they're just starting out with Russo.
Sure.
And
I
having
wish them the
legitimacy.
best. I think
Yeah.
there was some really good components to it. I just don't think I could keep watching it week after week.
No, maybe every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I could definitely catch it every couple of weeks. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's probably the hardest show in the world to like try to promote to get people to view it because it's such a niche market, and but I mean we've been doing that a lot lately with a lot of the topics that we have, and they don't get as much draw because they're very niche topics that we pick sometimes, but we do what we want to do for fun.
We do what we want to do.
Yeah, JCW is one that it can be enjoyable to do, but it's such a niche market to get
People don't pay attention to it.
No, and they have some really good moments. I am a fan of Cocaine.
Cocaine's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. And Big Vito on that show is like one of the crowning jewels, and Kerry Morton.
Yeah, Kerry Morton. Yeah.
And Russo has been wonderful on it too.
Well, and I was excited to start seeing Vampiro on there. I think he's going to add a cool element to it, and the history of him and ICP and stuff like that. It's going to be a fun show. I think we watched it a little too soon to where there's not a lot of elements to it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll revisit it,
We will.
when they're not doing James Storm versus Kerry Morton every week.
Or the coal miner's glove match where it's a fucking dollar Walmart glove with sparkles on it.
You know what? I gotta respect Russo for doing that because people ate him alive for
Oh,
that.
he did it
See,
intentionally.
he's doing it again.
It's hard to promote it when you name it like that. Juggalo champion shit
They're
wrestling.
gonna. They're. I think Russo's gonna change it. I think they'll have a different name.
Than Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think they'll keep the name.
I think he's gonna be a Vince McMahon character.
Oh, he's definitely going to be. I think they've jumped into it too soon with the power struggle already.
Yeah.
That's the one thing too that I could say, like the power struggle that they're showing already. Like Jude always says, you got to slow build it.
Slow burn.
Yeah, you got to build this thing slowly. But
I hope Jude's doing good, man. We haven't heard from him for a while. I texted him last week. He seems to be in better spirits with this situation he's got going on, and his health is getting better. So if y'all are concerned about Jude, his health is getting better, guys. So
we sent a message to the group yesterday with. Did you see that thing where he made a comment about that WWE girl Nikita Lyons?
Yeah, I did see that.
She actually DM'd him, and it was a real account, not a fake one. Like she legitimately DM'd him.
That's pretty funny.
Do you know how fucking embarrassing that must be if you're trying to portray yourself as a star when you're direct messaging a fan, for a comment? Yeah, because of a comment they said, Yeah. Like, no, I'm not actually injured. I'm in Evolve Wrestling right now, And it's like, really? Yeah. Like, it matters that much to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I never liked the girl anyways, personally, but
no.
It was nice to see Jude's doing better.
Yeah. He seems to be in better health, so
I think he's back to work too. So
that's good.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see him around here soon. On the show again. Reminder: this week we're not going to have our normal Wednesday or Thursday show, but we'll come back next weekend and we'll do a show. So we'll be back next weekend with a topic, but we're not going to have our normal one this week because it's fucking Christmas. So we're going to take.
Yep, we want you guys to spend time with your families. We appreciate all the time that you give us each week and stuff like that, but we want you to bring in, Christmas with your families and stuff like that, and get ready for the new year, man, because it's coming quick.
I don't even think we've ever done a show on a holiday like that. So
you and I, for the past, God, what is it, going on 8 years probably now? We've it seems like every time winter comes around, you and I are like, all right, let's take the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to do that this year.
No, we're not doing it this year.
Yeah, I understand Christmas, I understand New Year's Eve. But we're 2026 is going to be our year that we make huge strides, and we want you all to be a part of it too. We're going to be doing booking competitions and trivia and all the good stuff. Paramount is going to have UFC on there, so we're going to do some live streams of the UFC stuff, cover it more often than not, and so it's going to get interesting, man. We're going to have some fun.
We will take some time off next year because you're having the baby, and you're definitely going to want a little time off for the baby for sure to get acclimated. And I'm getting married next summer, so I'm going to take some time off for my wedding and everything. So we will take a little time off, but this is the first year. I don't think did we do it last year? Did we take some time off last year?
Yeah. Okay. I think we took about a month off last year.
Okay. Yeah, it's the first year we haven't done it, so I'm kind of glad for that.
Yeah.
So, JCW needs to bring back Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. Yes. Bro,
Joey, that was Barrel Boy.
That I played that video last week. I don't think you were on the stream that you sent me. We had to watch it on there. It's quite possibly some of the greatest commentary ever.
It was pretty rough, dude.
Oh, it's as rough as can be. Hey, look at this fat fucking cocksucker right here.
Yeah. Fucking Barrel Boy.
Yeah. I mean, the Walking Dead guy or whatever that they have, the zombie, and then they beat the shit. He walks around with a noose around his neck, and then he comes back at the end and just like fucking zombies up and takes out the Rock and Roll Express. I mean, that was some pretty great
quality shit.
Oh, dude, it was some real quality shit. I saw some real quality headlines today, and you want to know who the most high-paid person in WWE was last year?
Let me take a guess real quick. The highest paid person, like, are you talking admin,
performer, and behind. We'll say performer. They can perform anytime they want to. They're not an active performer all the time anymore.
I'd say Roman Reigns.
Nope, The Rock.
Are you kidding?
So wait till you hear how much this dude fucking made last year, bro. Okay.
Let me take a guess. Is it around 30 mil?
Bro, go higher than that.
50.
Go higher than that.
75 million.
Go higher than that.
You're kidding me.
No, sir.
120 mil.
Nope, lower than that, but 80 million.
Wow.
He cleared $80 million last year.
The Rock will be the next billionaire. You know,
I think he probably already is. If I was,
let's see his net worth.
you know, I would definitely think he's pretty damn close to.
I'm gonna guess he's at like 350 million.
So it says The Rock's pay has soared past $80 billion, and that's before.
Holy shit, he's worth $800 million.
Yep. So listen to this though, bro. The $80 million number is very loosely, done here, because his number of $80 million is before his merchandise and his bonuses for WrestleMania and what he did at WrestleMania that year. So he made $80 million without merch and without his bonus in there. So you have to bet that this guy's probably making $85 to $90 million a year from them. Can you believe that?
I do.
Oh, it's wild, man.
Yeah, and they're trying to. He keeps touting that, you know, he's not interested in politics, but then he backtracks on it. He's like, maybe I would run. If The Rock runs for president, it's going to be a joke, you know.
I mean, what do we got in the office now? You know,
but I'm saying,
we have before that?
It's like Jake Paul. It's turning into that. It's a joke.
It really is. It's like anybody with money and celebrity status that can, you know, rile people up in a good way or a bad way either, you know, can go run for office. I mean, when you got $800 million,
fish, and you can be the president.
Yeah, I mean, the Rock, I think he definitely will probably try to run at some point. You know, I think it's definitely in his thinking, at least. You know, I mean, that whole show, Young Rock, was kind of circled around his political campaign. You know, and storyline or not for a TV show, I think that was kind of his idea. You know, that he wants to drum up enough interest that he can, you know, get to that level.
I'm not really a fan of The Rock.
I'm not either. I'm not a huge fan either. I mean, he seems like a nice guy and shit. I love The Rock and his work. And
I would love to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns before he hangs it up. That'd be a cool match. But you know, I'm
with you. I mean, there's so much that got left out by this guy's run. You know,
that and the fucking we could go on and on about John Cena's shit with that. Like, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, you're fine. I agree. I mean, I don't want to see him run for president, you know, that shit. But $80 million a year.
It's a lot of bread, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, he's got all those, you know, stock betting things that he gets every year, and the bonuses and the pay, and isn't he like the president of the board or whatever, or some shit or
something like that?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They act like he's an equal to Triple H, so.
I bet you he's making more money than Triple H to be there for sure. You know,
well, it's just crazy to me, because if The Rock has all these commitments and stuff, and that's the reason why he can't perform or can't be in a match or whatever the fuck. What's up, Rabbi? Rabbi's here.
Oh, hold on, Rabbi is here. He says what? Mazel tov and shalom, boys. Well, we have to welcome Rabbi to the show. Rabbi, welcome to the show tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. People don't boo the Rabbi, okay?
Yeah, come on.
It's not nice.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy.
Break. Hanukkah's coming up. Come on.
Joey says, all these years I said John Cena was a phony, but now I'm slowly realizing that The Rock is a bigger one.
Yeah, that's true.
I think a lot of people are. Favorite tradition of mine after opening presents in an evening nap. Christmas consists of trip to the movies and Waffle House. Both open all day. Good
Waffle
choice.
House, huh?
You like the Waffle House?
Yeah, Waffle House is good. They've taken a lot of options away over the years. Like, their menu is pretty simplified now, but it's still really good.
I haven't been to the Waffle House in a long time.
Yep.
Well, shalom to you, my friend. And I hope you have a wonderful
spin your dreidels, light your menorahs.
Yeah, I hope
light one for me, buddy.
Yeah, I hope it was a wonderful Hanukkah season for you, Rabbi.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope it was a wonderful one. Did you see any of the WWE show last night that was in Mexico, the AAA show that they did?
No, was it good?
I didn't get a chance to watch it this time. That's why I was wondering if you did, man. I saw Canelo was there.
Was he?
Yeah, they had Canelo Alvarez down there. So, boy, they got a hot crowd. I watched a few minutes of it at least, but I didn't catch it till later. So it looked like a really good show again, man. I really liked the AAA product. That's we got to do the next live show that they do, bro. We got to do a live watch along to that.
That's funny, Joey.
Smothered and covered. Love my women like Waffle House hash brown. Smothered and covered.
must be a good thing, man. I'll have to try it.
Joey gets an applause for that one, or a laugh. That was a good
We've
one.
upgraded the studio a little bit.
Yeah, we got some new sound effects in here tonight, so we got some new sound. I really want to do a watch along for the next one though.
No, absolutely, I agree with you on that, and that's cool that Canelo was there. Canelo was at the Jake Paul fight too.
Canelo's that.
He's everywhere.
We'll go back to Canelo in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the AAA shows, so I don't pay enough attention to them to know when they're coming on. But if somebody lets me know in advance when the next one's coming up, I'm all for it. Did I see that they had Dominic get pinned by Ray again? I am so sick and tired of Ray pinning Dominic. You know,
I think they're gonna make it to where was it for the title?
no, I think it was a tag match.
So I think they're gonna have Ray do that until a Mania match, and then they'll have Dom retire him.
Jesus, I hope so.
They
That
will.
deadbeat needs to go away.
Yeah, what a horrible dad he was.
Terrible man. You know, poor Dominic. You know,
He got him a Dooney and Burke bag when he was like 12, bro. Like
Yeah.
he didn't get him a Louis Vuitton like he asked for. You know,
what a fucking deadbeat.
like
You
how
know?
do you not know the difference?
Fucking Dooney and Bork over fucking Louis Vuitton.
Come on.
As long as we don't have to watch a CML show with boring Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah, I heard that he's their champ now or something like that. I've never been a big Cesaro guy. Have you?
You know, I like Cesaro as a mid card talent and stuff like that, but with his personality and his dude, you can't build a company around Cesaro. You can't.
No, not at all. And I agree with you on this, Rabbi. You get an applause for this, my friend. You know, he was a great dad to Dom. No, you can't build it. He's a charisma vacuum, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as Natty fucking Neidhart. Are they doing a promo with her versus Nikki Bella right now?
I haven't paid attention.
Somebody sent me a video of her talking shit to Nikki Bella, and it was actually a pretty decent promo, but I thought your head would explode that they're putting.
I haven't seen it, so
Yeah.
thank God I haven't seen it. Thank you, Jesus, that I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I was subjected to her for enough this fucking, last week with Busted Open, like I'd mentioned on Thursday, listening to her fucking jibber jabber and talk. The best CMLL moment when Claudio's off the air.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even know CMLL was still a thing down there.
I didn't either.
This plays really well into, because AEW has the partnership with CMLL or whatever.
Right.
But did you see the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, yearly awards that they gave out basically? So for all the promotions and all the stuff and bookers and matches of the year and all that shit, performers of the year, whatever. So literally WWE got nothing in there. AEW was named the promotion of the year. Hangman Page was named the performer of the year. Mercedes Moné was the female performer of the year. Yeah, the fucking AEWs were
Stephanie Valquay should definitely hold that title.
Dude, come on. I mean, Hangman Page is your performer of the fucking year.
Who would we put there? That's a tough one. Who would we who would you put there? Yeah.
For this year, oh bro, Joey, I'll check this out in a sec here. I will check this out till I see the Kimonito kick. Oh yeah, this one's great where he kicks the little mascot right up in the fucking air. That is awesome, Joey. Yes, I love that one. It's one of my favorite ones. Male performer of the year. I got to be honest, and I hate to do this, and it sounds kind of cliche and corny, but John Cena.
Yeah, no, not for me. I think performer for the year for me would probably be CM Punk.
Okay, it's a good pick. But
yeah, I think just his storylines and the stuff he's been involved in have carried the show when Cena wasn't there. So
I could get behind for sure Dirty Dom as well.
Dirty Dom, yeah, or Braun Breaker even.
Braun's up there for sure. Seth Rollins probably was till he was injured. He had a really good run this year. I go with John Cena because he really carried the whole storyline for the year, and he did the best that he could at it. Yes, there was some flubs in it, and he had some great fucking matches this year. He
did have some great matches.
He had some great matches.
You know what? You might, I'd probably change that to John Cena. You're probably right.
Yeah, but I mean, those other guys had great ones. I'm not saying Hangman didn't have a great year too over in AEW. Not that I pay attention to that much, but I know. It
just seems like they're trying to jam AEW down everybody's throats at this point to see if they can revamp something over there. They're grabbing at anything they can, and the wrestling community is doing it too,
bro.
Yeah,
he's got to be paying them off. I think with some of these companies. So
The wrestling community is so fucking toxic with that shit. Like, even if it's dog shit over there, the fact that all these anti WWE guys, they can't acknowledge when WWE does something right. They got to double down on AEW's garbage. You know,
yeah,
it's like
why is Mercedes Moné the best female performer of the year? Because
she has 20 belts that she was given.
Yeah, because she went to some
You know?
rinky-dink fucking indie show and got the Rev Pro British Championship. You know, like she went and got the fucking Appalachian Professional Wrestling Women's.
She went to Applebee's down the street and fucking got the hot dog eating championship. Like, come on.
Yeah, because she was cringe on television. You know,
I mean, go to GCW next and get their title too, or
yeah, she probably did at some point. You know, because she was probably there at some point. I mean, females, you got to throw Toni Storm up there too.
Yeah, I did see that. Joey MJF came back and he did he cut a promo on fucking WWE. It was kind of hokey.
This guy right here,
Nattiest performer of the year. Oh. That's gonna be a ban there, Rabbi, pretty quick.
Jeez.
If anyone says that fucking Nia Jax is up there, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
Oh, Toni Storm is way better to me than Mercedes for sure. You know, MJF, man, like he comes back and then leaves again because he's going to do another movie. He wants to be in Hollywood. That's what he wants, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, but
he's got a great connection with Adam Sandler now, so
yeah, it's a great way to get yourself some definite play. Yeah, Chris Stanley had a great year too, for sure. So, Rabbi said that she's a close second there. Should we give him another boo?
A double boo on that.
Yeah. Hit him again. For sure.
Rabbi, you would not be saying that if you smelt the Cheeto dust off her breath when she's signing your eight like that. Okay? I'll tell you that.
If they had let Cody cut promos like the one he did Friday, then he would have been performer of the year. Yeah, it's like they kind of made him second fiddle a little bit this year because of the Cena stuff, for sure. You know?
I still crack up when I see Cody Rhodes at the end. He's trying to get a photo op of him staring at Cena's shoes, his Skechers in the ring. Like, you know, I like Cody Rhodes a lot. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's a great worker, and they've put the company on him, and he's done very well. But that was the most hokey shit at the end when he's crying at Cena's Skechers being left in the ring.
Hold on. Mark's got something to say about this.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof.
Yeah. We also have a goof of the week that we'll get into here in a few.
Oh, yeah. Staring at the fucking Skechers, man.
They aren't even good Skechers. You're like the slip-on, you know.
The fucking drunk Jey Uso called that one out pretty well. You don't even got the Jordans on. He's got the fucking old man Skechers on. Man. They're not even. What brand is that?
They're so pissed at him, they put him back with his brother. You know.
They're back as a tag team again, right?
Yep.
Oh boy, they're
gonna be feuding with the New Day again for the millionth fucking time.
Yeah, they just did. They just had a match with them on Monday with the New Day, right?
I knew it.
Yeah, that's when I turned the show off this week. Was when I saw that they came on.
Yeah.
And when I saw Jey Uso holding a child in the audience, I'm like, you're letting this drunk doofus, you know,
drops him down the fucking
pick your kid up and eat with
nightmare.
Him, you know.
Fuck that.
Talk
if
about
he tried
a PR
to grab
nightmare.
my kid, I'd stiff arm his ass down the stairs. The fuck out of here with that
if
shit.
he picked my kid up, I'd snatch my kid right away from him. I'd say
absolutely.
breathalyze this motherfucker right now, man.
No shit.
Cena's shoes were stinking, which led to his crying. They should make Jay wear the Skechers as punishment.
That would be fucking hilarious, dude. That's a great
I like
punishment.
that idea. That's a good idea, Joey. God.
Cue the punishment bowl graphic.
Where is he? You know?
Rewind.
Come on out, rewind.
Say his name and he appears.
Oh, fuck Joe Hendry too. God, I don't want to see him much on the television as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what 2026 holds for them, you know? I feel like it's going to be about 40 retirement tours going on in WWE this year.
You got AJ Styles, you got CM Punk, you got Brock Lesnar, you know, all these fucking guys retiring. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, is he playing it up again?
You gave it away, buddy. You gave it away.
We love you. We love you.
I knew it was you.
We love your rewind. I read Hendry. Yeah, they already had him on for the Cena thing, Joey. So they're gonna put him on probably SmackDown or something, and you know, put him. They'll probably make him and R-Truth as a tag team together. That's gonna be their bright idea for both of them.
That'd be pretty funny though. R-Truth would give him the rub, you know.
Well, R-Truth can always be on our television screen. At
I
least.
was hoping R-Truth was going to do a serious gimmick for his last, hurrah.
He did for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He did for about 5 minutes, and that didn't really go too far, did it?
No.
The wonderful Triple H booking.
Stop, start, repeat.
Yeah.
Rinse and pre-wash and do it again.
What he does, bro.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
He does do some things good.
He does do some things good for sure. I'm not denying that. He does some good stuff, but the majority, like he's a 50-50 guy to me. I think Tony Khan's like a 20-80, like he's got like 20% decent things, and then the rest is shitty with Tony. I think Triple H is probably 50-50.
Yep.
Say his names and ratings disappear. I believe it's Joe Hendry. Yeah, I mean that whole thing got stale with him real fucking fast.
Yeah, it did.
I mean,
as I said, it would too. I mean, he's like Orange Cassidy. He's WWE's Orange Cassidy.
They parade Orange Cassidy around like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ, man.
Listen, the dude's a solid worker to be able to wrestle like that with your hands in your pockets, but
playing pocket pool and shit with himself in the ring.
The fucking it just gets old quick,
I mean,
there's no depth to the character.
I'll say this though, one thing I like that in WWE over the last year that they've done is I've really liked, and I didn't used to like him that much because I used to call him Snooze McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre has really grown on me a lot too with his heel character.
Yeah. My favorite part of Drew McIntyre was when he was wrestling Punk, and he was like, "Yeah, just a day at work," and he's tweeting it and shit. That shit was funny.
Dude, he should have trolled him with the Larry stuff after Larry's passing. If he was a real good heel, he would have continued to troll the Larry because didn't he steal his Larry? It wasn't a big part of their feud was him stealing the Larry
the bracelet.
The bracelet or whatever.
AJ and Larry, yeah.
God.
Dude, if they did a fucking if they wanted a monster heel reaction, you fucking bring him with a bag of fucking dog treats and it's Larry in the bag and he fucking eats them or something like a boss man thing. Oh my god.
It's Peppa.
It's Larry.
Al Snow's dog, man. He fed him
so
to him.
Fucked up.
I don't think even they're that cold. They just got that relationship nice between them the last few years again. I don't think they're ever going to go down that road with him again.
Right.
They know he's temperamental as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, if they did that shit, he'd be fighting.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Larry Jerky. Poor Larry.
Larry was a cute dog.
Should have fed Larry to Punk like Boss Man did.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It would have been fucking hilarious.
Of course, Punk probably doesn't eat meat. He eats those fucking muffins, though. Oh, God, I'll never forget that fucking disgusting promo he did where he's chowing down on that fucking muffins in Chicago.
You mean the after show?
Yeah. I'm fucking starving here.
When he said he was working with kids or whatever?
Yeah, he's licking his fucking fingers like a fucking fool, I wanted to run through the fucking screen and just grab him and choke him and say, have some fucking table manners, you disgusting fucking hog.
At least wait till your fucking media fucking obligations are over. Jesus.
Yeah, like fucking I know you want your muffin, piggy.
What's up, Pat? Quiet, piggy.
Quiet, piggy. Put those fucking muffins away. Jesus. That was probably my favorite thing, though, when he just said, I work with children here. And then Tony Khan is just, a fucking
I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with children.
Yeah, and Tony Khan's a billionaire and is just taking this shit. Like, imagine if he did that to Vince in a press conference.
It wouldn't end well for him.
No, not at all.
You're fired.
You fucking asshole. You fucking do that. Like when Brock Lesnar threw the fucking, like we were talking about, when he throws the belt at him that time. Yeah. And then, you fucking dickhead.
You could just see him throwing his jacket down and tearing his quads.
Let's go outside and fight, pal.
Yeah.
Fucking just Vince would never have tolerated that, bro.
You want to talk to me like that? You get your own goddamn show.
I was listening to Van Vliet this week. I like Van Vliet sometimes in his.
I like him too.
And he had Todd Grisham, who was one of the announcers on WWE.
Saw that.
Yeah, did you see the stories he was telling about Vince in his ear?
Yeah.
I fucking hate your face.
Or he was his workout buddy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
you're
God.
my brother.
Yeah. He said he tells him on the thing. He goes, "Shut up and don't say another word. The rest of this match. I swear to God, shut up." And then JR, he said, just like took over because he knew that he wasn't going to say anything, so he just doesn't say anything. And then he says at the end of the match, like they're going on, and JR's like doing his thing, and he goes, Vince says to him, "You can fucking talk now."
Could you imagine having that fuck in your ear?
Oh fuck no, bro.
Dude.
I don't give a shit. I wouldn't take that for
like what if Vince McMahon was your sleep paralysis at night, you know? Like you just hear him in a shadow off in the corner somewhere.
Just
That's
yelling
good
at
shit,
you.
Pal. Yeah.
Good shit, pal. I told you not to say fucking wrestler.
Yeah.
Sports entertainment.
You're gonna join the Kiss My Ass Club
on Monday,
Here's some
piggy.
chapstick, piggy.
Joey says I say the same thing at work every day. I'm old, I'm hurt, and I work with fucking children.
God.
Do you say that some days too, Richie?
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Every day of my life.
See, I work alone. So that's
God bless you.
That's the beautiful part of my job. I mean, of course I work with other people, but
I'm wearing this hat because I'm losing hair quicker than I can fucking count.
Dude, I've been there so many times too, working with children that you have. That's the worst, bro. You know?
It's brutal.
I would not want to listen to Vince McMahon in my ear, though.
No.
No fucking chance in hell.
But if I ever fire somebody, I'm definitely doing that. You're fired.
One of my favorite Vince ones that he ever did for like promos was when he did the genetic jackhammer.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know, I tell my beautiful fiance that all the time as I'm older. I said I might be old, but I'm the genetic jackhammer.
I got grapefruits.
Huge fucking grapefruits. Vince McMahon.
I know what you want, Linda. You want a baby. You remember that?
Did he do just some of the worst shit ever?
Dude, yeah.
It was great.
I'm coming home, Linda. I know you want a baby.
He makes Linda comatose as he's macking it with Trish Stratus in front of her.
These flowers aren't for you.
Oh, God. Vince was just insane. So I post the shorts up on YouTube a lot. I stopped the last few days because I wanted to take a break. But I go through and I put some Stephanie McMahon ones up. So I get a lot more in my YouTube feed. Bro, I'm telling you, the more I go back and watch some of this stuff with Vince and Stephanie, it's really fucking creepy, man. I know the whole incest angles he wanted to do and everything like that. There's like videos of how he kisses her on there on screen and everything. Man, that shit was creepy, bro.
Well, I mean, when you go and look at the stuff that was turned down in production with some of the storylines he had that he wanted to do with her, it was fucking creepy as well.
Weird.
He wanted to do one where he had a baby with Stephanie and shit like that. Like, there was some weird shit that Vince proposed that got fucking shot down. You know?
Dude, it's creepy when you go back and look some of that stuff that Vince was doing with her. You
That's
know?
why when you read those text messages and stuff, you hear it in his fucking voice.
Absolutely, you hear it in his voice.
He kind of did that shit to himself, dude.
Yeah, that's why I think the character of him is not different much than what he is.
There was a promo I watched the other night of him, and he was it was when JR was going through, I think, colon cancer the first time or something like that. But he had JR. He was a doctor. Yeah, Mr. Heine.
Mr. Heine. Dr. Heine.
Dr. Heine, and then I can't remember what he called the lady, but she had big breasts, so he did some name like.
And he put the cowboy hat on and shit.
Yeah. Oh. And then he uncovered JR's ass and was like,
And JR's family was there watching it or something on the screen that night or whatever.
Yeah.
He was so horrible to Jim Ross.
Dude. That's an understatement.
Horrible to him. Like, it sounds like he hated Jim Ross, bro.
Yeah.
Really
I don't think he hated him. I think that
I think he did.
You think he hated Jim Ross?
Yeah, I think he hated Jim Ross. I think he hated the stereotypical Southern guy like Jim Ross was.
I think it probably tied him to like WCW, the wrestling stuff,
I think, if I'm going to look back at the, the real psychology of it, I think it went back to his childhood, bro.
Could be.
I think it went back to his childhood.
Was his dad a hick?
Southern guy. I think they were from South Carolina, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then he went to military school and shit out there. But yeah, he had a hatred, it seemed, towards certain people, that I think it reminded him of his upbringing maybe and things that he went through. But, who knows what was going on there. I read that Jim Ross was fired by him 10 times through the years.
10 times.
10 times through the years that he's fired him.
Well, Jim Ross didn't put up with bullshit a lot of the times too, though. He wasn't like a stooge to that extreme.
Jim Ross does not get enough credit for the money that he made them during that era, the people that he signed, the talent that he brought in, the work that he did for
The
them.
talent that he maintained.
Absolutely. And he did it for ages. And then they
Yeah.
fucked him over after he did an amazing
He always
job.
had to be the bad guy too. you
Always. They made him be that
Yeah.
person. And Jim
know? You
Ross.
listen to the
man,
stories of him and Road Dogg and stuff like that. And Road Dogg really beats up on Jim Ross about a lot of things, and it's like, well, look at the position Jim Ross was in.
You're not going to be popular when you're the
not.
head of talent relations,
Right?
like, and then they replace him with that clown Johnny Laurinaitis or
How do
whatever,
you go from Jim Ross to that fucking
to that
dude?
piece of shit.
Jesus Christ.
He might be one. Johnny Laurinaitis might be one of the biggest pieces of shit Blue Falcons in the history of professional wrestling.
I think he would be on the all-time Goof Awards.
Yeah, everything about him just screams.
Just
it.
a shit stain on fucking
No.
humanity, dude.
Just the ultimate shit stain of life, man.
Dude, he is, bro. And like, if you look up a definition of fucking shit stain, his
It's
picture's
him.
right next to it, dude.
Johnny Laurinaitis is right
Yeah.
there. Oh,
Yeah.
that guy. I will say though, one era that I did enjoy with Johnny Laurinaitis was the people power shit.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
pretty fucking good when he ride out on that scooter.
He was a total fucking loser, man.
He was, and he was so awful, like that you just loved to hate on him. So he made such a great heel during the people power gimmick.
Could you imagine, like, and I hate to say this, but could you imagine that lady having to hook up with Vince and fucking Laurinaitis and like, oh god,
Ooh.
I feel horrible for her, dude. That's fucking brutal to think about. Like,
Bro, like the best part of the whole thing was like Johnny Laurinaitis had just gotten married to Bella's mom a few years ago. And as soon as that shit came out, man, he got the fucking divorce papers served to him, hook, line, and
quick.
sinker.
And then
Bro.
he bailed on fucking Vince and
Yeah.
shit like that, stooged him out. Like,
Just showed you his character, man, just so he could escape, the repercussions of it.
that guy's gonna be blackballed from every fucking part of the wrestling world for the rest of his
They
life.
tried to do a signing with him, but like 6 or 8 months after it, somebody tried to do like a appearance or a signing with him or something like that. The backlash that they got, they had to cancel that shit like that, man.
Oh, I bet.
No, I can imagine that dynamic being with Vince and JR like that too, like Spacely and Jetson. Just it seemed like they just hated each other, and Jim Ross, I think held a lot of power over there with certain people. And
I think he had a lot of skeletons in Vince's closet too.
I would agree. Yeah,
For how
I
long
would,
he'd been around the wrestling business,
yeah, I would definitely agree with that. So I don't know, Jim.
Maybe that's why Vince kept him on.
Well, the thing I like about Jim though is like Jim's never really badmouthed him. I've ever really heard him badmouth him too much. Like he's gone on to say
you want to get a tell-all book. Holy shit, Jim Ross probably have.
He's got a couple of them out there right now. He's got
Fuck.
Under the Black Hat, I think was his last one that he did. So I have 2 of his books, and not gonna lie, I've only read like the first one, like a little bit of it. I just somewhere in my house right now, it's I love JR, for sure. So one day I got to check it out, but I don't know. Jim Ross is just a miserable old man now. Like it's kind of
Could you
sad.
imagine all the fucking shit he's seen and the fucking,
yeah. I know he's had his health issues and stuff too. He's had cancer like 2-3 times now, and he still smokes like a truck man. Like a chimney man. Like all the time. Like every time I see him on a podcast with Conrad, like he's fucking monkey fucking them one after the other. It's like Jim, come on, man. Like you've had so many leases on life. Like do better at it now. Take care of yourself. We want you around.
Right.
I don't even know what AEW does with them anymore. Yeah, I don't think he's a really enjoyable person to probably be around. I know he's been through a lot with this passing of his wife and everything like that too, and he loved his wife, and
He's got some interesting stories about Sonny, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he wasn't too much of a fan, right?
No.
He was banging
Shit.
Missy Hyatt a few years ago too.
Really?
Yeah, they were an item for like 2 years and nobody knew it. Missy said that like JR was like one of the loves of her life and how much she loves him and what a great partner he was. So, hey,
Wow.
maybe he's not a miserable guy. I don't know.
Right on. I tend to believe that Jim Ross is like a Hank Hill.
Yeah, I could see that more so.
You know?
He's just an old country boy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to give you the most love all the time, but they're definitely going to be entertaining to be around.
Right.
I would definitely love to sit down and have a couple of beers and a couple of shots and drink a little bourbon with Jim Ross.
Yep. That would be a highlight for sure. Him and Don Fry would be a fun
yeah.
conversation.
If you could pick one old school wrestler to pick, like to sit down with and have some beers and just talk stories with them, who would it be?
Undertaker.
Undertaker. Okay.
Wouldn't even think twice about it.
Interesting. Good one. Good one.
What about you?
You'd think I'd say Hogan, but it's not. You'd think I'd say Hogan, but it's not going to be Hogan. I would love to, of course, meet Hogan and pick his brain and chat with them. That's a hard one, though. Man, Undertaker's a great choice too. Like he's a great one to pick. Man, WCW guys, like I got to think with some of the WCW guys. All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna give it a little maybe.
Wait. Okay, I have my guess.
Okay,
is it Adams?
Who?
Is it
Brian Adams?
Brian Adams?
No, not even close. Not even close. I'd have to say maybe Double A Arn Anderson.
That's a good one.
I mean, think about the run
history that he's been involved in. Holy shit.
I know he has his podcast and stuff, but I would love to hear some Arn Anderson stories. And I think maybe actually he'd be maybe number 2. I got to go with number 1 is I'd love to sit down and just have a few drinks and just shoot the shit with a Kevin Nash too. He's such a cool dude.
Is a great one.
Yeah, I love his podcast because the way him and
I love his attitude about shit.
Yeah, he's just such a fucking good guy in his own way, and he just lives his life by the way that he wants to live it. And his stories are fucking tremendous that he tells.
I respected the hell out of him with how he handled Scott Hall's death and stuff like that.
And then his son,
fuck up, yeah, and then his son,
excuse
me, Hulk Hogan when Hulk Hogan died.
Yeah,
and everybody was bashing Hulk and stuff like that, and he just said, you just let him die and fucking shut the fuck up,
Kevin's a guy that never bashes anybody, really. Yeah. If you listen to his show, I
didn't even agree politically with Hogan, and he was just like out of loyalty to him.
Loved him.
All he did for him.
Yeah,
he told everybody, shut the fuck up.
The guy made my life what it is today.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the reason why he gets those dividends of fucking checks from the NWO shirt sales and stuff,
Yeah, I'd have to say my number 1 and 2 would probably be Kevin Nash, and then I'd love to listen to Double A for the old school WCW Horseman stories.
Yeah, selfishly, I would say Roddy Piper or Scott Hall would
be a good ones too.
Would be great. I wouldn't want Scott Hall to go that route, but. Yeah, selfishly, it would be fun to have some drinks with him.
It would be the hard one about Scott Hall because what everybody said, he just fuck with people all the time. So you wouldn't know if he was being your nice to you or just fucking with you too.
I watched a promo or a promotional video that DDP did where he was, talking about Scott's journey and stuff like that and remembering him kind of. And it was rough, dude, because you saw Scott try and get clean and sober and all that stuff and get in better health. And then to die from the infection of the surgery and shit like that, like. It's just fucking brutal, dude. Like Scott did everything right in the end, and he still ended up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
Oh, I got another one too that I would love to pick their brain on. Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby the Brain would be a fun one.
Yeah,
Jerry Lawler would be a fun one.
Yeah, Bischoff as well. I know. Bischoff does a million interviews and stuff.
I don't know if Bischoff would be cool to hang out with, dude.
I think Bischoff would be a fun guy to have a beer with, a couple beers with, where you just sit, have a beer and a steak with him and stuff, and just shoot the shit with him a little bit. He seems like a real easygoing guy, man.
Yeah.
In real life, I mean, I know he's kind of a interesting personality to some people, and some people hate his guts or whatever. But he's always been a dream interview of mine that I want to get.
Of course, I'd say Stone Cold Steve Austin would be fun.
Yeah. Sean Waltman would be a good one too.
Yeah. Oh God, you get him fucking partying again, he ain't gonna make it, man.
What does he do now? Does he have a podcast?
He does the podcast and he does all the autograph sessions and shit like that. Okay. The Legends of Wrestling and all that stuff.
I know he's had podcasts before and they were always stop and start, and he wouldn't be very consistent with them. Oh, Rabbi.
Sure he's still doing it.
What the fuck, Rabbi? Come on.
Who's a jabroni?
But Bischoff.
I wouldn't go that far. I just said he wouldn't be fun to drink with.
He likes to sip.
It seems like he would sip a martini or something.
No, he's a beer type of guy. He loves a beer.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was looking for a little.
No, he loves cold beer. He had his own beer company for Hogan. Yeah, he was one of his failed business ventures. He bought what was it? Some Cowboy Bill's beer or something in Wyoming where he lives, like this,
Why the
IPA.
fuck would you buy that?
I don't fucking know. He said he lost his
Cowboy
ass on it.
Bill's beer. I would
Yeah.
definitely not.
It was
buy
some.
anything
It was some
Cowboy
fucking
Bill.
like big beer that he bought. He said it was a nightmare, and it ended up costing like $500,000. You know,
Yeah,
of financial
Buffalo Bob beer. Have a Buffalo Bob.
I've seen interviews with this moron lately, Jamie Dundee. He is a fucking clown, man.
Jesus.
He looks like he's cracked out of his mind, and then people, parade him around on their show like he's somebody. And it's like, how can you take this guy seriously? He looks like he's been smoking the fucking meth rock for about 3 days straight. Like about 3 days straight worth, man.
I haven't seen anything with him lately.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. It's just
You're not missing much, huh?
Yeah, it's just some of these podcasts.
You know who I want to drink with is the fucking Goon, man.
The Goon? What are you going to ask him? I take it you wouldn't ask him.
I'm going to ask him about his.
I don't know how to answer that question. That's like, who's your biggest match? What the hell? I've been doing this for fucking 40 years, and you're asking me who the fuck's my biggest
All
match?
right, you're a fucking worthless.
fucking
You're a
know.
fucking worthless drunk. Go to hell, you worthless loser.
Thank you.
He'd be a
Sign
fun
me
one.
up.
He'd be a fun one. I don't know if we could hold up. If we could maintain with him.
Marty Jannetty.
Don't trust me on that one.
You've already drank with
Motherfucker had like 6 shots of Jack, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's a fucking clown too.
Yeah. He's lost his fucking mind.
Oh, and then some, and then some. Most of these guys have. So, well, we're going to get to the main event, but let's take a quick break before we get to it. When we come back, we're going to talk about this fucking clown. And we all finally got what we wanted. And this guy got knocked out, man. And
Not quite what we wanted, but what we wanted nonetheless. Yeah.
Oh, I was very content.
I wanted him face down, ass up, but we didn't get that part.
Yeah, it was close though.
And then we got a great goof of the week when we get back to.
Oh yeah, we got some good ones for sure. We got some good ones. See, this is how we know who you are.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, come on, rewind.
This is how we know who you are. Okay,
you gave it away there.
We know it's you now, Jason. All right, come on. We know it's you when you're mentioning Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz is a Jew as well, Rabbi. So I get it.
Yep. All right, guys. When we get back, we're going to talk Jake Paul. We're going to talk our goof of the week. We're going to have a little bit of fun and come back with us. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll see you guys on the other end. All right, guys, we are back. We are back. We hope you guys had a good break. Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right, now let's get to the main event of tonight, the Jake Paul Netflix fight that was on Friday night. You watched it, I know, so we were chatting back and forth through it. What did you think of the whole Netflix experience once again with the Jake Paul fight?
Well, I'll tell you this: it was production-wise, it was a lot better than the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. There was no lagging, there was no kicking you off because of the overload of people watching. Which is because Anthony Joshua is not as big a draw as Tyson, obviously, but nonetheless, the production value was a lot better. I had actually thrown a bet on Jake Paul because I wanted to kind of see if what everybody was saying was true. You know, if it was a setup. So I threw 100 on Jake Paul to see what the sporting odds were. He was like plus 1,000 by the time I bet on him. Threw 100 on him. If I was going to win, it was probably $1,150 was the payout, I think. You know, me and Rewind were messaging each other the whole time through the fight. And basically, you know, we knew Jake Paul was going to lose. We were just trying to see if you know, and the first 2 rounds, to be fair, Jake Paul did win those 2 first rounds, in my opinion. But
you really think so?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
He tagged him multiple times in the first couple rounds because he rushed him, and that's what ended up gassing Jake Paul, and that's, you know, Joshua knew that, and he smoked him. So
he ran for the whole time.
Yeah, he did, but he did get some good connections in there.
Joshua just walked through anytime he hit him, though, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, the production was really good on it, you know, and like you said, it was much better than the Tyson fight. I don't know what the numbers were in regards to if it was bigger than, you know, than Tyson or what the deal was. So. Probably not. You know, everybody wanted to see Mike take him out, and they wanted to see Mike Tyson come back. But, you know, the thing I wonder about this about, you know, the Netflix specials that they're doing with him is like, how many more are they going to be able to get out of this guy, especially when you put him in with quality competition like they did this time, you know? And the bet was worth it for you. Like when you threw it on, I tried to throw one down and my bank kept blocking the charge, you know, the charge to the thing, because I was going to throw $50 down on it too. And just, I didn't care if I would have lost it. Like you said, if you would have
just that away in a weekend, you know?
Yeah, it was easy money, you know, like if there would have been a fluke, you know, you would have just cleaned up, like you said, $100, you would have made $1,100 and you would have just cleaned up on that. So I'm kind of thankful after, you know, I didn't waste my $50, I guess, you know, that I couldn't get to go through for whatever reason. But the betting odds, you know, alone on it, just the first couple rounds, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, when every time they talk about the fix, you know, and all that stuff with him, I was like, Joshua just wasn't doing much the first few rounds. It was like he was just kind of waiting, you know, and when he was ready, he unloaded on him and he hurt him, man. But I got to say this, the one thing that drove me crazy was the ref, you know, in this match. Jake was trying to do what Dylan Dennis did to him, where he took him down the entire.
He was trying to do that, and he was playing the rope-a-dope too. He was trying to throw crazy uppercuts and haymakers bouncing off the rope, you know, holding onto the rope, or when they tie up, he'd throw in a cheap shot or whatever. And you know, he was trying to take any advantage that he could. And you know, the thing that kind of bothered me was, besides the Hulk Hogan homage that Jake Paul paid, I was like, well, it's cool you're a Hulk Hogan fan, but Jesus Christ, this guy putting on Hulk Hogan stuff, that's ridiculous. But anyway,
should have walked out to the entire Real American too, not with some rap song that he came out with after he played.
6ix9ine. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing I didn't understand about the thing I didn't understand about Joshua is why he wasn't cutting the ring off in half with his movement and stuff like that. He was letting Jake Paul get away from him and things like that. And I didn't understand it. He could have cut that ring in half and really, you know, gassed him out. And there was many opportunities for him to put him out way sooner. So I don't know, man. I tend to believe on the other end of it that it's not a fix, but I think that there was something in their contract to kind of let it go a little bit.
Just watching him just kind of stand back for the first 4 rounds and just not do too much.
Joshua could have ended that fight anytime he wanted to.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, this guy's a world-class boxer. He's an Olympic gold medalist. You know, he's a former world champion. He's been in the fights with the best in the world. You know, we all knew how this was going to end if it was, you know, and he was still, you know, in a great spot in his career. He wasn't washed up yet or anything like that. But When he connected on him and he finally started throwing some leather at him, Jake Paul did not like that. He did not like getting hit by him.
No. And, I gotta say, okay, not a Jake Paul fan.
Yeah.
Will never be a Jake Paul fan because of his act. And I'll give a backstory as to why I'm not a Jake Paul guy. He was out here in Arizona when the Black Lives Matter riots were going on out here. And one of our malls out in Scottsdale was hit by the riots and people taking advantage of a bad situation. And Jake Paul said he was there to document it. However, he ended up with a bunch of Rolexes somehow, and that's how he ended up getting caught. So that's kind of my grudge personally that I've always held with him. I don't like what he's done to our community out here in a situation like that, especially when you have millions of fucking dollars. I thought that was a real scumbag fucking move. So that's why I personally don't like Jake Paul.
I just don't like the way that they carry themselves. I hate that crash TV content that people try to do, where it's their whole thing is just being a piece of shit.
Spewing hatred.
Yeah. And just starting stuff.
And their fans are that too.
Oh, they're horrible. We've
known a few of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's just horrible, like the way that they do it. I get selling a fight and you got to make it good and things like that. I'll give him credit though on a few things too. The dude's got a
fucking chin.
He's got a chin.
I was going to say the same fucking thing. He's got a chin, it was broken, but he's got a chin.
He's got a chin, man, and he took some shots and he tried the best that he could in his own way. He knew going into this he wasn't going to win this match. He knew it.
If you go and look his open workouts in previous fights, it was like he took it so serious and stuff like that. His open workout for this one, he was jumping up in the air and throwing crazy punches, like making jokes and shit. You could totally tell. And I'm gonna be honest with you too. His body, he didn't look as in shape as before either.
No, he did not.
He hadn't been doing cardio. You could tell that. I don't know if the partying, if the money's getting to him like a McGregor almost. Maybe that lifestyle is coming too fast for him at a young age, and he's turning into a McGregor. You never know what's going on behind the scenes with these guys.
But he can still take a shot.
He can still take a shot, and he's, and after this, people got to put some respect on his name a little bit because he's, he actually handled himself pretty well. Let's be honest. He went 6 rounds with the guy. He went 6 rounds with an Olympic boxer who's a former champion, heavyweight, a lot bigger guy, a lot taller guy, a lot more experienced, things like that. You got to give him some respect, man. He stepped in there, and I don't say that lightly because I don't like the guy at all.
Yeah.
But you got to respect a warrior that can get out and get in there and go down like that and get up and still shake the guy's hand. So,
and his fucking in that shot, that knockout shot that Joshua laid on him there, like,
he looked like Hillary Clinton when she did that fucking weird face thing. He was out. Oh my god!
When he sat down on his ass and he's like, "Woo!"
Did you hear his fucking goofy ass brother Logan Paul in the corner? What he was saying to Anthony Joshua?
Oh.
He goes, "You've lost every round." It's like, are you delusional, you stupid fuck?
He was like jumping up around like a fucking jabron, man, the entire fucking fight and stuff, and acting like Jake was doing something to this guy. And I'm like, bro, what fucking fight are you watching? Jake will be ended here anytime that he wants, and as soon as Joshua wanted to end it, boy, he did.
I want to see the Paul brothers fight the Island Boys.
I don't think it would work out too well for the Island Boys.
That'd be pretty damn funny though.
It would be mass murder. It'd be like putting Jake in here with Anthony Joshua. Those two little doofuses, man, would just get crushed.
I'm an island boy.
I'm the island boy. They are fucking terrible.
They are terrible.
And let's be realistic too. A lot of the crowd that's there and the people that were there in this one. I mean, there was some cool, celebrities there and stuff. They, like you said,
there were some fucking weirdos there too.
There sure as hell was. And you get the audience, some of the people that go there, the influencers that think they're going to be like Jake Paul, which we're going to talk more about some of these people in a little bit. They are just the fucking scum of the earth, half of these people.
That's the crowd that he attracts, man.
It is.
It is. And it just it ceases to amaze me how people like that end up on the top of our society because all they're like Johnny Ace, man. They're just shit stains on fucking society in different ways. And this guy gets off on it, man. He gets off on it. And then here's the thing with him. He tries so hard to be this humble person and oh,
And
I
it
care
just-
about
it's
fighters'
not.
rights and fighters' pay and all this fucking shit. He doesn't, dude.
No, he cares about
Jake
his
Paul
own
could
bottom
give a
line.
fuck less, yeah. And you know what? If Dana White offered Jake Paul a contract tomorrow to come fight in the fucking UFC, he'd take it in a heartbeat and he'd kiss the ring of Dana fucking White.
Yep.
He would. I don't
I
give
agree.
a shit how much he tries to bash Dana White in the media and stuff like that. If Dana called him tomorrow and gave him the fight with Conor in the UFC, he would sign it in a fucking heartbeat and say thank you.
I really don't understand why Dana doesn't do it, to be honest with you, because it would draw a tremendous amount of money for him, I think, you know,
Yeah,
and
it would.
it, you know, of course we know the result, what it would be, you know, like, let's be realistic. MMA match, he's not touching Conor McGregor in that,
No.
but, you know,
He's
if you
not
get a-
touching. My biggest thing was I was hoping he was going to fight Nate Diaz in a rematch in the PFL.
weren't they supposed to?
They were supposed to, and Nate backed out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to capitalize on fighting this guy again, because they make a shit ton of money. Like,
Yeah.
let's be realistic. Joshua was in there for a cash grab. You
Yeah.
know, it was easy money for this guy, you know, on his way.
He
to his
acted
next
like
fight.
he won the World Series when he won, though.
Yeah.
That was the thing with me is I was like, what the this guy's acting like he fucking won the big one, you know? Like,
Well,
I mean, he made $92 million. I guess I'd feel the same
is
way.
that what he made?
They both so they got for showing up and fighting, they got 200 million to split. So it was 92 million, I think, after taxes that each one walked out just on performing.
Wow.
That's not sponsorships, that's not merchandise, that's not the
Wow.
subscriber revenue, none of that. So
Wow.
you're probably talking 100, 105, I would say 105 mil they probably walked out with.
I mean, Canelo is they're trying to get him right now for Canelo for him, from what I've heard when he heals
Canelo
up.
versus Jake Paul?
Yeah, they're trying to do Canelo, but Canelo's got that contract with the Saudis now. Canelo was supposed to go fight him last year. They were supposed to bring it, and Canelo was getting ready to sign with them to fight him. I think it was this year on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and Canelo ended up going with the Saudis because the Saudis gave him a 3-fight contract. It was worth like $300 or $400 million or something, you know. But they were saying that, you know, they were going to try to entice Canelo to come over and fight this somehow. And then that Canelo's salary for doing it, if they can get him to come, will be upwards of $150 million.
Well, I don't know if you heard about the upcoming gimmick match that's coming up in Africa.
No, who is it?
Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
Oh,
Jr.
yeah, that exhibition. I saw that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be watching that.
No, I won't either. I won't waste 5 minutes of my time watching that garbage.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's just ridiculous. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No thanks at all. Like, where do they go though with this? Because we've said it from the start. Everybody's has said this. When he gets finally knocked out, the aura about him when he finally gets is gone. You know, like, yeah, they can parade him
But he's
out.
going to use the excuse now that he was too tall and weighed too much, or he was injured going into the fight. You're going to hear everything under the sun with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get another crack at somebody that's a bigger name that they're going to get. That's if they put him in there. If he loses another one, and gets knocked out, there's nothing left for him. To me,
there's nothing left for him.
Where is MVP going to be going at that point? Like, they're trying. I give them credit on this with this promotion is they're really doing a lot for female boxing, and I really like that about it. But it's not enough to sell the cards on their own. Like, the
boxing
big fight
will never be the cash grab that everybody thinks it is. Again.
No, it's not. Jake Paul brings it because he brings the hate from people, and they love to hate him, and he's a piece of shit, and they want to get him. And he brings different people on the undercard, and he does a good job trying to promote the women. But the women are not. Yeah. Where's it going to go? I mean, MVP's not going to be just women's promotion. They've already done the biggest fight that they could do again with Katie Taylor versus Serrano. You know?
Yeah, you know, the other fight that I enjoyed during the nighttime was T Wood and Anderson Silva.
T Wood got cleaned.
Anderson Silva knocked the brakes off of him with that uppercut, boy. I tell you what. And Silva called out Weidman, so they're probably gonna do a trilogy fight there, which, you know, Weidman's gonna get smoked by Silva. I'll tell you that.
Get killed.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. You know,
T
Woodley was a wrestler as well.
Yeah, I thought T Wood was going to win that one, but I was way wrong on that. You know, Anderson slow first round, second round slow. When he finally got him, lights out for him. You know, lights out, hands down. The women after them, I forget their names, but they had a good match too.
They had a good match, and it was interesting, and they both looked real sharp too.
Yeah, you know, they definitely had a nice little war in there. Like I said, I'll give him credit that the women that he's brought over and he's put on his cards that I've seen, they're very talented. Katie Taylor and Serrano were some of the most entertaining boxing matches that I've seen in years. You know?
Yeah, I called it the fight of the year, the first one.
Yeah. The second one was pretty decent too.
Yeah, it was pretty good too.
It wasn't the first one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like the first one that they had. I just don't know how much more they can do with this promotion in the future if he gets beat really good again. You know,
If he, I'm gonna tell you what, if he fights Canelo and he gets beat in a devastating fashion, it's probably over for Jake Paul.
absolutely. And if you think
He had his jaw broken in 2 places, man. And if you saw him laying in that hospital bed, how the left side of his face looked,
oh my God, it was like swollen out to here.
it looked
bro.
like I don't know if you ever seen South Park, but the lady with the baby in her face. Oh my
I've
god,
seen it, but I don't remember that. I've only
oh
been
my
watching clips.
god, so horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it looked bad. Like
Yeah.
it looked like it was a doctored picture, but it wasn't.
Hmm.
You know, and that he just, I mean, once again, all kudos to his toughness because he got his jaw split. I think it was on both sides actually.
He fucked
And-
around and found out though, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
he lost
picked
about
a fight
3 or
with
4
fucking
teeth.
Bigfoot, and Bigfoot fucking knocked him in the dirt.
I think it would be, to be honest with you, I think it'd be worse of a beating from Canelo, to be honest with you.
I do too.
You know, and it's not to say that, you know, Joshua was a slouch because, of course, he's a killer, man, and he's a world champion before and he's fought the best and on. He's heavyweight. Canelo is just a different beast. And I know he didn't look great in his last fight with what was it, Bud Crawford that he was in with? And
Yeah.
he didn't look as good. And I still think, you know, Canelo could beat Bud Crawford if they fought again. You know, I personally do. It was just, it wasn't his best night. He had a little bit of an off night there. And he's getting older too. But listen, Canelo is fast as fuck. He's got an iron chin too. And he hits like a truck.
Yeah, he
And
does.
he would piece Jake Paul up in 2 rounds or less, I think.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think
I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul fights Floyd Mayweather Jr. or maybe a Manny Pacquiao here pretty quick too.
You know, I agree with you on some of this, Joey, too. You know, I get why people take the money and stuff, but when you look at sometimes what people do to their legacy for money, I can agree with you on that. And I think sometimes people stay way longer than they should to continue to make that money and to keep that clout.
The thing
going
is
for them.
I don't know who would be willing to book Anderson Silva at this stage.
Who would want to? You know, he's not going to do. I mean, yeah, he could go do some MMA stuff if he really wanted to.
Maybe
but,
BKFC or Dirty Boxing.
I mean, he'd get killed in BKFC, I think, bro.
I think so too.
You know, I mean, he's 50 years old now, and I mean, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. But
And let's be real, you know, he beat Tyron Woodley, but neither one of them looked
no,
sharp
great.
at all.
You know, the first round was boring as shit. You know,
Yeah,
I think they
there was
threw about
maybe
10 punches.
8 or 10 punches, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing as the Jake fight. You know, the first 2 rounds, maybe even 3 or 4. I think the first round, I think Jake threw 11 punches, and I think Joshua threw about 10. And I think the second round, it was like Jake threw like 8, and I think Joshua threw and landed maybe like 15 or something like that. You know, like really tiny numbers. You know, when you're seeing this, it's you know,
Didn't go that way in the 5th and 6th round, I'll tell you that.
No, it sure as fuck didn't. You know,
He was a pincushion at that point.
yeah, it was kind of, you know, it was kind of gratifying though to watch it because it's like watching the person who just runs their mouth all the time.
Yeah, he's
get
that high
their-
school bully, you know.
Yeah, you know, you're just waiting for somebody to tattoo him, and then Joshua just when he was ready, and it was me and my daughter were watching it too, and she actually likes the Paul brothers a little bit. You know, she's a kid. You know, she likes Logan more than she does Jake, but. You know, when she doesn't know much about boxing, so we were watching it, and I was telling her about Joshua, and then she like sees him come out. She goes, "Jesus Christ, he's huge!" I said,
Looks like a Greek god, man.
"Dude, he's carved out of stone, man."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the dude doesn't have like a fucking ounce of fat on his body. You know, he's just
He's
like
massive.
he's got that look, and it's like, oh my god, this is gonna end bad for him. You know,
Well, you know, it was a bad weekend for internet influencers that box because I'll tell you, Andrew Tate got the break speed off of him too.
okay, so I'm not very familiar with this guy. Okay, so
You don't want to be. He's not your cup of tea at all.
okay, he's a real piece. He's a real piece of shit, from what I've heard. Right?
I don't think he's a piece of shit per se. I just think that you know, I like a lot of the things that he says on his podcast as far as men
Is he
need
political?
to be men. He's political a little bit, and he's definitely for Trump and stuff like that. But I entertain what's entertaining to me is when he talks about men need to be men again and quit being pussies, quit letting people run your life and shit like that, and you need to be the head of the household again. So in those perspectives, I do agree with him, But in fighting, he was undefeated for a really long time in kickboxing.
Did he go to jail?
He did go to jail. He got arrested for sex trafficking, prostitution. It basically Diddy type shit. But there hasn't been solid proof, and we ended up getting him extradited to the U.S. And then they're trying to throw the case out. He ran a sex site, basically like a live camera site.
Okay. So what's so illegal about that?
Well, some of the women lied about their age. Obviously, that
Okay.
happens in every industry, like strip clubs and stuff.
Sure.
So that was one of the issues, underage. The other issue was he brought a couple women across state lines, much like the Vince McMahon case,
Gotcha.
with the purpose of sex. And then, of course, there was women that said that he was physically abusive and stuff like that, with no evidence. Nobody's produced a single thing evidence-wise. It's all been hearsay. Once there's solid proof, you know me. I took my stuff off about McGregor behind me, and I'm a huge fanatical fan about him.
Yeah,
but
because of what he did.
once you get to that line, that's it for me. And if Andrew Tate, if there was some solid proof against him, just like if Vince McMahon, if there was solid proof against him, you would never hear me say anything about them again.
Yeah, I've heard his name a lot. I just don't know much about him or anything. I know he's worth a shit ton of money.
Yeah, he is.
He's worth hundreds of millions or something, right?
Well, the government confiscated a lot of that over there in Romania. So.
Yeah. Don't they always do, right?
Yeah, Romania is a pretty corrupt fucking state as is.
You think?
And he was speaking out against their government and stuff too, which made him a target.
So he was living there?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not a smart idea then.
No.
Especially in those communist areas like that.
Right.
Right. I don't know much about him. I did see the fight though, the clips of it, and
he got his ass beat.
It was like Chase Underwood or something like that.
Chase Moore, Chase Demore, something like that.
He fucking killed him.
Yeah.
he killed him, man.
And that guy was a piece of shit too. He if you go watch his previous boxing matches and stuff like that, he looked like shit too.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that, Andrew Tate was undefeated for a really long time, and he ended up getting smoked by this dude.
He hadn't been in the ring in like 10 years though, right?
5 years.
5 years, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of ring rust right there.
A lot of ring rust. And then Tony Ferguson also boxed this weekend, and he beat the shit out of his opponent.
Yeah, I
also
saw
an
that.
internet influencer.
Yeah, he was standing over top of him like he just knocked out fucking
he knocked his fucking tooth out.
There was a bunch of teeth that got knocked out this week, Jake Paul's included.
Yeah, I would love to see El Kakui go over to BKFC. I think Tony Ferguson would do great over there.
He's a mental case though in the head too.
Yeah, he is.
He's an erratic fellow. He's something.
Yep.
But I always liked watching him in the UFC. I always thought he was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, our goof of the week comes from the fights this weekend, and it's another influencer. So listen, I'm not up to date with all the, the trending people and shit all the time. I see things sporadically. So you mentioned the Island Boys, and what was the other guy's name that sang a song, the 69 guy?
6ix9ine.
Yeah, 6ix9ine. Didn't that dude wasn't he in prison too or something?
He's going to prison for like 6 months, and they're acting like he's doing a life sentence and shit.
Okay.
And, he snitched on the Mob Piru gang, or I'm sorry, the Trey Bloods that he was affiliated with, and everybody calls him Snitch 9 now and stuff like that. So
I'm sure prison's going to be wonderful for him.
Yeah, he gained a shit ton of weight, and these and this is what we're talking about, dude. It's prime example. He's a scumbag. 6ix9ine is a complete fucking scumbag, and you have the guy Neon, and you got Jack Doherty, and you got Aiden Ross, and all these fucking scumbags, and they're fucking tying their horses to fucking 6ix9ine, who's tying his horse to Jake Paul. It's all a collective cesspool of fucking toxicity.
And these guys are making money hand over fist because
absolutely. Well, and they're begging for money for each other. Like 6ix9ine is begging for money from these guys. Aiden Ross, will pay anybody, just about anybody, to be his fucking friend. Same with Neon,
Yeah. Jack Doherty, same way.
Same way. They all pay these celebrities to come hang out with them and shit like that.
I have to say Jack Doherty's probably the worst of them all to me.
Probably.
And that's why he's amongst many other reasons, he is this week's goof of the week. And Jack Doherty always, to me, is a fucking goof. So Jack Doherty's getting the goof of the week this week.
No, Mark Kerr's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. Anybody who knows him knows he's a goof.
And that's about the same with Jack Doherty. I think everybody who knows this guy knows he's a fucking goof. And
just got busted for methamphetamines at his house, his place of residence, and then this fucking idiot decides on fight weekend of the Jake Paul fight that he's gonna pick a fight with Andrei Arlovski.
I have the video. Would you like to play the video?
I would love to see it.
All right, hold on. So it's a minute long. This is from Reddit. So here is Jack Doherty, and he was at
Look at that fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's at the Jake Paul fight this weekend. He was.
That's like the quintessential fucking loser, fucking preppy from high school.
Yeah,
you know?
He's this moron right here in the blue shirt, you know, with the mushroom hair that he's got going on. This fucking idiot. Like Richie had said, he was just arrested a few weeks ago, I think, for like methamphetamine or something like that, and public disturbances. All he does is like just create problems and start shit wherever he goes, and does it for content and just terrorizes wherever he's at. That's the whole fucking aura of what he does. And he's just a spoiled little brat.
He's a shit stain.
Yeah, he's just a shit stain on society in every way. And he walks around all the time in videos, bumping into people and trying to start fights with them because he has this massive bodyguard with him all the time. You'll see him. He's an African-American gentleman. You'll see him in this clip. And he's this massive African-American bodyguard that he employs. So he walks around and fucking starts shit with people, tries to ruin people's time. He tries to ruin their vacations, tries to ruin their lives when he's around, tries to pick fights with people because he's walking around with this massive bodyguard and entourage and acts like he's a tough guy. Well, this weekend he decided to try to be a tough guy with
the
real tough
one.
guy. Yeah. Andrei Arlovski, for those who don't know, Andrei Arlovski, former UFC champion.
Heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Fought a who's who. I mean, he's been in the ring with
Fedor since 1999.
Yeah. I mean, his record's very deceiving, 34-24. He went through spurts where, he'd get knocked out a little bit, and then he'd go through 5 or 6 fights and get himself into contention again, after just knocking everybody's block off. He's beat some of the best in the world. He's been in with the best of the world. He's been
the best in the world.
Yeah, and he just looks like the type of guy that you just don't want to fuck with.
Listen, if you're sitting at a bar and you look over and you see a guy have cauliflower ear, don't fuck with that guy.
Yeah.
And not to mention when the guy looks like a Picasso painting after all the fucking wars he's been in.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea.
Doesn't he have fangs too, like built in?
No, he doesn't have fangs.
Or is that just for his mouthpiece?
That's just his mouthpiece. But
okay.
Probably not a guy when you're 120 pounds soaking wet, preppy little bastard to pick a fight with.
Yeah, so he thought it was a good idea to go up and, fuck with Andrei Arlovski. And Andrei Arlovski in this clip, as you're going to see, he really didn't give a fucking
the Russian fucking bear, dude.
Yeah, so let's play the clip. Let's see this right here. You're right there.
What are you doing? Chill.
Look at him. Look at that little turd.
He kicked him right in the fucking head. Yeah, you fucked up, kid.
Whoa.
Get the fuck out.
You fucked up, kid.
Look at him trying to be tough as he's hiding behind
you ain't
everybody.
so tough anymore.
Look at him flipping him off. What a turd. There's his bodyguard right there.
Yeah, go ahead, flip him off. Your bodyguard didn't get involved at all.
His bodyguard ran too. Look at Arlovski just smiling.
He's got his phone in his hand the whole time. He never once lost his phone.
That's the best part of it with him, bro, is that he literally knocked down 4 people with his cell phone in his hand.
He kicked the shit. He was like Mark Messi. He fucking just kicked the shit out of that kid on the ground.
And he did it lightly, too.
Yeah.
Imagine if he just full onslaught Andrei Arlovski, that motherfucker.
Oh, he would have took that bodyguard out, too. No doubt.
He took a poke at him right in the beginning, and you saw the bodyguard back away real fucking fast as he took a swing at him, Yep.
He had about 5 guys jump on his back, and he whooped the shit out of all of them.
What I like about that is Andre went right for the bodyguard right off the bat, and he wasn't he didn't give a shit about those little
He didn't care who the fuck was going to be. He would have fought that whole airport.
He didn't give a fucking shit, man. He was like, He went right after the biggest dude out there, right off the bat. He's like, I'm going to knock
Absolutely.
this fucker out.
And respect to him for it. You know what I mean?
What would make you think it's a good idea, no matter if you got a bodyguard or not, to
How
go
you
up
gonna
to
pick on a dude like that next to his wife, and then
Yeah.
you think that he's
He's
not going
minding
to
his
knock the living
business.
shit out of you?
Yeah, he's minding
know?
his fucking business, man. You know,
You
not
pick
doing
on
anything.
you pick on a heavyweight champion of the world from the UFC, and you think that's going to end well for you? You stupid fuck.
What a fucking dope, bro.
These internet influencers are getting more ballsier by the day. Like it's like that fucking Neon kid. You know, he sits in the crowd and thinks it's a good idea to pick on fucking, you know, Nate Diaz, and then Nate Diaz's whole fucking crew is a bunch of real thugs on the street in Stockton, California, and they all fucking chased him down and almost beat the shit out of him and his bodyguard. And
They're the
you know
type-
what? I'm for it because these motherfuckers need to learn. Just because you hop behind a camera and a keyboard and shit like that, there's gonna be, everybody has to pay for the sins of their own fucking mouth. You know, it all comes full circle one fucking day. And this motherfucker Jack Doherty, that's why he's the goof of the week. He got his comeuppance, man, because Arlovsky beat the shit out of his whole entourage and made him look goofy as shit.
You know what the funniest thing is? He's trying to say that Arlovsky started it with him.
Bullshit. This is a guy that makes crash content all the time, and you're going to tell me he wasn't doing that in this situation?
You know what the dumbest part of him is too, bro? Is that he's out on bond right now and doing this garbage.
So what was his initial charge when he got arrested? Did we look that up?
I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. Let's see.
Because I guarantee you it's some sort of drugs or something.
Let's see. So he was arrested in Miami Beach, Florida in November. He faces 3 charges. He was charged with possession of a controlled substance, which is an amphetamine, which is the 3rd-degree felony. In Florida, it's punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a
Ouch.
$5,000 fine. He was also caught with possession of 20 grams or less of marijuana or cannabis. That's a 1st-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a $1,000
Yeah, that's what
fine.
Liv Morgan got charged for out in Florida.
Yeah, because it's not legal there, right?
It's not legal there at all.
Yeah. And then he was charged with resisting an officer without violence, a 1st-degree misdemeanor. So he was released on a $3,500 bond after his arrest. So
Wait a minute. Violence on a police officer?
he was resisting an officer without violence.
Without violence. Okay.
Yeah, which is a 1st-degree misdemeanor. So my bet would be that they throw the last 2 charges out and they're just going to nail him for the amphetamine. You think this kid gets prison?
Fuck no. And then he's friends with Trump.
Is he
Trump
really?
Trump gifted him a fucking Bentley with Trump's fucking name and face on it.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's gonna walk free. Those charges won't stick.
Oh God.
Especially in Florida with DeSantis and all them fucking guys. Yeah, he's walking free.
I hope he gets fucking. I hope they throw the
He'll
book
get
at him.
probation, dude.
I hope they throw the book at him, bro.
He won't.
If there's somebody that
He goes to all the Trump rallies and all that shit. Yeah,
bro, they're gonna make him. If he goes to prison, he's gonna be somebody's sweet boy in there. You know?
The way that kid looks, yeah, they're gonna turn him into a transy.
He better hire tons of protection if he gets inside because they are gonna have a field day on that.
But it kind of comes full circle with this whole show, you know, and that's kind of the tone I was trying to get across tonight. Like, you keep poking at these tough guys and saying that you're a tough guy, eventually you're gonna get found out and exposed. You know, Jake Paul found that out firsthand, and you know, like I said, I'll give him respect where it is. Like he took his beating like a man, but you know, eventually you start calling people out and thinking you're invincible and shit like that. Eventually someone bigger and badder than you is going to knock you on your fucking ass and make you look stupid, you know?
It's a real fitting thing to think about with people because how many times, you know, in life have we all seen somebody that's just a shit talking puke, you know, behind a keyboard or whatever it is? You never know with people what people are capable of and what somebody could fucking do, you know? If you push somebody too much, what people will do. That's why idiots, man, you know, all the money in the world that they have, when you keep poking people, somebody's going to eventually clap back at you, and it's going to be way worse than what Andrei Arlovsky did to this kid.
It's ironic to me that like a guy like Logan Paul especially comes out to a song that says stay humble. You know, those people are anything but fucking humble. And, you know, one of my family members that was in the military always had to talk with me about be a silent professional. If you are that guy, you don't need to tout that you're that guy. You don't need to brag about being that guy. People don't need to know your accomplishments. They don't know you, and your inside need to know that, and that will come out as the person you are. Be a silent professional. Be truly humble. You know,
Yeah.
sit there and gloat and say you're hot shit, because guess what? Eventually, you're gonna have to eat those fucking words. You know.
And it's just not the way to be in life. It's not the way to act. It's the worst way that you can do things. It's the worst way to be in general in life, is to be somebody that's just a shit talker.
Well,
and somebody
and
that
when you
starts
get
things.
into the toxic side of the internet community, and that's your major fan, that's basically your connection, is you're with the toxic people of the internet. They eat their fucking own quick.
Mhm.
Jake Paul going down and getting knocked out, having his jaw broken and shit like that. His fans are going to eat him the fuck alive.
And everybody gets their comeuppance eventually when you act this way.
Yep.
Everybody gets their comeuppance. It always happens. It's just a lesson in life for everybody. Be a decent human being. Don't be a scumbag.
And attract the right people, for Christ's sake.
I mean, we're not some big time show or anything. We're not saying that at all. We're just having fun here. A couple guys just having a good time or whatever it is. I wouldn't want to attract that type of audience, anyways.
No.
I mean, I know people say, "Oh, the money."
Tekashi 6ix9ine and shit like
Yeah,
that. Like,
just a bunch of doofuses that just do
Yeah.
just stupid shit in life and act like that.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes in life, and it's great to have it. We'd all love to have millions of dollars and everything like that. But at what cost to be a puke? And that your existence is literally just being the scumbag that you've been to people.
Well, it cracks me up that he tries to tout that he's for fighters' pay and all these different things. He
How
ain't.
much you making? How much
He
you
ain't
paying the
fucking-
undercard?
Like I said, man, the person that he's bashed the most, which is Dana White, and tried to pick a fight with and shit like that. If Daddy Dana called him tomorrow with a paycheck and said he'd book him on the UFC main event, he'd sign it in a fucking heartbeat and sell out.
Yep.
I
agree, bro. Well, great time tonight, buddy. Good topics, fun impromptus. I know it's Sunday nights, quieter than our normal nights, that we do things. But we hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Any closing words, my friend?
No, man. I'm happy that we're continuing to make content and stuff like that. Like I said, we're gonna keep our foot on the gas pedal where we normally take it off during the holidays. Obviously, we're taking a break this week for Christmas and stuff like that. We want you guys to be with your family and us to be with ours. I hope you all have an amazing holiday season, and we kind of get to relax with all the hard work during the year, the stress and things like that. You get to make the memories with the family. And I hope y'all are doing well out there. And yeah, man, like always, we'll see you down the road.
No doubt about it. Have a great Christmas Eve. Enjoy it, celebrating it with whoever you celebrate it with. If you're alone at this holiday season, know that you always got people that care about you out there. I know sometimes times get tough around the holidays. People go through some rough things. So take it easy. If life isn't going the way you want it right now, life can go the way you want it in the near future. We all have peaks
New
and
year
valleys.
coming up, man. Time to reset, get them goals, and set small goals and achieve them throughout the year, and the big goals will come to you.
Yeah, and we've all had years and times in our lives, folks, where it's been rough, and we've had shitty years and wanted to reset into something good. But we can promise you it's going to get better. So if you're one of those people and you're having a tough time right now, prayers and blessings to you. It's going to get better. 100%. We've all been there. We're here and all supporting you because we're all about we're all about doing the right thing in life and good stuff. We have a good time here on the show, but I promise you it can get better. It always pains me to see people that are struggling around the holidays, and having a rough go about it. And it's not about Christmas presents and all that bullshit. If you're having, a lot of people are having money problems this year, and I hate to see that. It's not about Christmas presents and all that crap. It's about spending time with the people that are the most important. And you guys are all important to us, and we appreciate every week that you come out and join us, whenever we're doing things. And we appreciate, each and every one of you. So for Richie, I'm John. We'll see you guys probably next weekend. Have a great
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and have a wonderful time. We'll see you guys on
Happy
the next
Hanukkah,
program.
Rabbi.
Yeah, shalom.
Shalom.
Mazel tov to you.
Mazel tov.
Absolutely. Be good, Jason.
Yeah. And tell your Christian wife we said hello.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see you next weekend. Have a great Christmas. Thanks for watching and joining Richie and I tonight. And thanks for joining us always. We'll catch you on the next episode of Wrestling with Reality.